Peace. Thanks for coming back to my Lenten soup journey this year. You'll see I like to mix in some vegetarian options, both for my neighbors who sway that way, but also for the variety of it all. Today I've sort of happily accidented my way into creamy roasted kabocha soup. To be honest, I was going to do pumpkin. I have a habit of saving one of our decorative ones from Halloween, but the one I had turned. So Weaver Street Market, a couple blocks away, had these pretty kabocha squash or Japanese pumpkins. And the same techniques that work well for a really amazing roasted pumpkin soup worked here for these, and it's technically vegan. I hope you'll enjoy it as much as we have. You start out by washing and slicing the kabocha squash, scooping the seeds out with a spoon. Then drizzle with avocado oil and you salt and pepper them, and then roast them in a glass baking dish in the oven at about 400 degrees for 45 minutes. While the roasting's taking place, get your mise en place by rough chopping onion and shallots. My dad got me these rata knives that are popular at my grandmother's church in Lenten, and I find that fine blade is great for mincing and for herbs, but I still love my heavier Hinkle chef's knife and probably should seek out some expert advice on getting better use at it. However you do it, get the rough chopping done before you get to work, and be sure to save those vegetable ends for homemade broth in the crock pot. Now that I've got everything in its place and the kabocha is still roasting, I go ahead and saute the rest of the vegetables in avocado oil until they're tender and a little bit caramelized. And once the squash is roasted and cooled enough to touch, I'll scoop out the flesh with a spoon and get ready to add it to the mix overall. Roasted kabocha is a little bit dry and nutty flavored, and actually it's also a bit sweet too. Pour in about 4 or 5 cups of good vegetable broth. I had mine in the freezer from an earlier batch, and then stir it periodically as it comes to a light boil. At this point, add in 2 cans of coconut milk for that rich, creamy goodness, and maybe a dash of cayenne to keep us honest. I have this Breville immersion blender that's really powerful and loud. It blends and purees nice and smoothly. If you don't have a stick blender, no worries, a regular one will do the trick. Once it's all pulled together, ladle it out and get ready to serve. I garnished with a little bit of green onion and some paprika. And boy, this happy accident was happy after all. Well, thanks for joining me this time for creamy roasted kabocha soup. As ever, I hope your hearts and your bellies remain filled with spiritual food. Until next time, peace be with you.